I sit down. Hi, welcome back. In this one, I have decided to show you a little project I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. I'm testing the pattern. I didn't come up with the pattern myself. I think this video will probably go up when the quilt coat is done, but I have plans to make a couple of not quite matching, but definitely coordinating quilt coats for my friend and I. And I have less than a month. I think I counted 21 days. I am having a good day. It's Thursday. We'll see how this goes. I've got the sleeves, the front pieces, and I think there's two other little pieces. I think they're cuffs. I'm not quite sure. Those are all cut out. And then I'm going to do the back right now. I have batting I have to piece together. I've decided to just do 2 layers, do the fabric and then the batting, and then I'll also do a lining. So there's really no point in doing a proper quilt sandwich. I'm almost out of thread, and I thought I had purchased 2 of these cones of thread, and I actually didn't. So we're just pulling random spools now. I'm gonna continue sewing and listening to music. These are the pieces I've cut, and I've laid them on the floor because I don't have a surface large enough to put all that there. A little update on the quilt coat project. All of the pieces are cut. I've spent a lot of time this weekend working on this, and I am also exhausted because I went to Nuit Blanche last night in specifically Etobicoke, and I don't live in Etobicoke. I don't live anywhere close, and I'm tired. I woke up with a good amount of energy, but I cannot tell if I'm having more allergies or if I picked up a cold from somebody. I've also been in this room for quite some time. This is where all the fabric lives. And there's a lot of lint and fuzzies, and so that could also just be what's bothering me right now. I'll live. I'm really bad for not drawing notches. This sucks. Oh. It's a little big. I can't even see myself in this. I'm at step 9 right now, and I'm aware of how I look. Don't worry about it. And I was reading over the instructions last night before I went to bed because I was trying to figure out how to make this all work. And I got stuck on step 9 and step 11. This is the state of this. I'm getting around to the neckline, and I'm kind of still really confused as to how this is going to work. But I'm going to try it. That's what this coat is about, trying things out. If I find out that I want it to look a little differently when I make my other ones, then that's what this was for. I'm going to reread the instructions again before I sew this, and then I will give you a little update. RIP to my camera batteries. Apparently they're not holding charges like they used to. I just sewed the neckline. I'm supposed to flip this under, but I have to squint to read this. This pattern was not created for it was not specifically created for quilting or quilt jackets. So I allowed myself extra seam allowance, and I think that's the smarter way to go. I've been learning a lot this week. If this all turns out fine, and I have to make maybe 1 or 2 little alterations to how I approach this, This might be a really big win. From inside, fold facing edges in at the... I don't know what the fold line is. This is not at all straight. I wish you could hear the cogs whirring in my brain. Pin hemline in place 3 centimeters up from the fold line. So, I gotta find out where the fold line is on the bottom there. I could be showing you how I'm doing all of this. I need a different camera angle. You will not believe where I just set my phone on. It's a door handle. No. So this is supposed to go over top. Dang! Here's the proof. Pinned it. Pinned. Step 11. Fold the top 2 centimeters of the hemline back and slip stitch folded edge to outer layer between side seams to secure hem in place. I don't know what that means. To flip it back 2 centimeters and then to secure. I'm so freaking lost. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this at step 11. I think I'm supposed to slip stitch from the section between my 2 hands here, which doesn't quite make sense how they describe it, but I also recognize the fact that I don't really read patterns ever, so that probably has something to do with it. I'm also learning. This is something new. I am skipping ahead a little bit to the lining because I don't have to do anything with this for a couple of steps. So I'm gonna maintain my momentum. Now that I'm onto the lining, I have already done the sleeve lining part. I have to fold a pleat in place. I didn't mark any notches. Been a little bit of time since I've actually made a quilt. I did quilt these pieces together, but the butterfly quilt? What's the butterfly quilt? That was August. Wow, it's been a while. I wonder, can I sit you like this? Does that work? Maybe we got something new here. But how is this supposed to work? Did I sew it backwards? I'm just going to press it one direction. Maybe I can do curves. I just sewed a curve and that was not difficult, so maybe I'll do circles in a quilt. That would be cool. So it's right sides together. I'll be back. Okay, so I cannot tell a lie. I did get a lot done today on that quilt coat, but I got sidetracked by some of my relatives. And now I'm trying not to be physically violently ill. Never give up. Never back down. I fought my way through an applesauce and this is not fun. But the good news is I have to go to bed soon. So hopefully I will get a lot of good sleep in. Knock on wood. I think I put too many pins in. Alright, this is the quilt coat, and I have to rush this because my battery is on the charger and this one is pretty much dead. So this is it. This is she. Stand in the sunlight a little bit. So there's a lot of fuzzies and I'll apologize for that, but I really don't care, so take that for what you do. The lining, a little bit big. So I cut the largest size out of the pattern so I would know exactly how big it would be. And that way I could gauge it a bit. I'm using thicker fabric. This is quilted, right? This is a quilt jacket, whereas I think the pattern was tested with something very, very thin. So obviously there's going to be a little more bulk here. And it's a little big on me. I'm quite skinny. I'm a little bit of a thin individual. Shout out to my dad's genetics for that. But it's comfy. I had a lot of trouble with the step where you attach the lining to the shell. I didn't quite understand it, so it's a good thing I was working all of Friday. Holy cow, that was an 11-hour shift for me. And it just kind of marinated in the back of my mind. And I was able to start this morning knowing exactly what I was supposed to do. So sometimes you just need to take a little break from your project to be able to figure out what was going on. I also looked up online instructions with images because the pattern gives really great instructions, but sometimes you just need to see like an actual quilt coat, like a demo. The other thing too is I just tried it and it worked. So here we are, haha. It's September 30th today, and I wanted to get this video up before the end of September, so that's what I'll be doing this afternoon. I've realized there's a couple things I want to alter, and I will go into more depth, more detail next month. Pockets, wish they were a little bit longer. Might go down in size a little bit. So much extra like room here, but I don't know how that would affect the fit in other areas. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.